Hey guys, it's Saturday, September 18th. As much as we like to hope that the growing season will go to, the end of September, maybe even first week of October. Last night the temperatures dropped down to 3 degrees Celsius, and so pretty sure the frost is not far behind. So we're gonna do our best to clean up the majority of these beds. The tomatoes will take the ones that are still green, but are likely to ripen up over time. The rest, there is really no chance that they're going to ripen up enough. So there just isn't enough time. Same with the peppers. We'll take whatever is usable, but I think it's time to call it the end of the season for this year. We're going to take out the butternut squash. The plants are still looking okay, but I don't think they're going to get much bigger. Most of the squash are actually ripe. They've changed color, so they're ready to come out. And yeah, so if we can get these beds cleaned up this weekend, that would be really good. Another project I'd like to get finished before the snow shows up is to install this, which will eventually become a greenhouse in one of our 12 by 12 beds, just off to the corner of one of our larger beds. We've talked about a greenhouse for quite a while. I'm just not sure that the benefit would kind of justify the cost in it. We get some pretty cold nights in the spring, and when I tarp the 4-foot beds, really doesn't seem to do much. The nights are just so long and so cold that the frost gets in and eventually damages the plants. Case in point, this spring when we had that late frost, it dropped down to -5 last week of May for 3 days in a row, and it really didn't matter what I did. The frost was going to get in, and without a source of heat, it's just too cold for too long. So it was kind of it would have been nice to have, but again, the price, not sure I could justify the price of it. This was given to me in the early spring. It's one of these shelters for ATVs. Or motorcycles, other small things. They get damaged in the wind, so a friend of mine had it, or his son had it. It was damaged in the wind, so instead of recycling it, he brought it to me, asked me if I wanted it, and I said sure. And so I reconfigured it so that it still looks like a structure. I think I had to throw out one of these spans and redo. Had to cut a few of these rods, and just kind of made it work. I still have to put in some screws to hold everything together. The plan is to put a board around the base to keep everything together, and then cover it with some greenhouse poly. Now I probably won't be covering it with poly until next spring. I'm going to try and make it easy so that I can take the poly off in the winter, because as these things barely hold up to wind, and I don't think a snow load, this thing will support a full snow load where we are. So yeah, the plan is install it, cover it with greenhouse poly, and then take it off in the wintertime. Again, one of these projects that we hope to get done before the snow comes. We'll see if that happens. The main focus today is cleaning up the bed. So we'll see how far we get this weekend. All the squash go in the wagon.
No, only on the side. Only on the little one. Little. Can you cut these off?
Okay, hold on to it. Hold on to it.
It's gonna. Don't cut these leaves. Out. That's our note.
Can you get it?
That's our note. That's our note. Oh.
That is a big one.
This one's heavy. That's heavy. This one's heavy. Why? Look. It's a little dirty. Look at this huge one.
Oh, here. There you go. You bring that one back.
That's a note.
There's another one right here.
That's a note.
Can you grab it? Hold on to it.
That was a double Another one, Daddy. Another one.
Another one?
Another one.
Yep, another one's right here.
Another one. Look at this one. This is heavy. That's it. You know, better than saying that. No. Another one, Dad. Another one.
I'm looking.
Whoa! You can carry one, Daddy.
Okay.
That's the turn. That's the turn. You can carry this itty
Here,
bitty one.
here you go.
Here, Daddy.
Okay.
This is one. This is
Here.
the one, Dad. Come on, Dad. Let's carry them. Oh! I found one more.
That one's really small.
Look at that one. Like a turd. But that's in the day, yeah. It's like a turd. I'm carrying
And so we have 2 eggplants from the compost.
two.
One right there. One right there. We have a tomato from the compost. That actually has a tomato on it.
Oh.
It's pretty green though. And a potato from the compost,
And then we just.
which is coming out.
Okay. One is back.
Let's see if there's any potatoes underneath it. I think that's the that's the composted potato that this all started from. And there's a new potato. bunch of them starting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. After 12 is 13, 14, 15. What's that noise? What's that noise? 17, what's that noise? 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 23. 23, 24, 24, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31.
All right, well, there we go. Another weekend of work done. We are making slow and steady progress on cleaning up all the beds and getting everything ready for winter. So this weekend we took out the butternut squash. We'll do a roundup, a video total of all the squash that we took out of this garden this year. We also harvested what we could out of the tomatoes, took those plants out, cleaned up that bed. The tomato plants this year didn't do as well. They are a little bit on the disappointing side. Lots of tomatoes that were on their way, but not far enough along that they would ripen up. So when I do remember when we purchased those tomato plants from the nursery, that they were pretty small. They had only been growing for about 3 weeks, so they needed about another month to really start producing. So we do the best you can when those unfortunate frost situations hit early in the year. So we cleaned up that bed. That's all done, ready for winter. And finally, the pepper plants, we harvested what we could from those plants and took everything out and cleaned up the bed for the winter time. Pepper harvest was not very good this year again. That frost that took the plants a real long time to recover from that heavy frost we had in the late May, and they spent a lot of time recovering and just didn't have the time to produce peppers. Other thing that we had was a lot of like puncture holes in the tops of the peppers, which ended up causing them to rot on the inside. I'm not sure. It's probably a pest. We've had. It's like I said before, it's been the year of pests. We've had more pests this year in the garden, from everything from slugs to deer and caterpillars. We've had absolutely everything this year. And slugs are one thing that we've never seen. We see the occasional one, but not in the numbers that we saw this year. So it's been, I'm not sure if that's going to be a regular thing or if it was just, the conditions were good this year for pests, but they took a toll on the peppers as well. So yeah, slow and steady progress. We'll probably finish everything up here this weekend. We still have beets, carrots, and kale, Swiss chard in the beds. We will probably be pulling out the carrots and beets next weekend. Just waiting for when we have a chance to pickle everything. So until next week, we'll see you later.